Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is a wonderful day. It's a special day because it is the appearance day of an exalted personality, Sri Advaita Acharya. Now, many of you might not know who this is, so I will invite all of you to take a few moments to delve into the most glorious qualities, the most glorious pastimes and qualities of this great personality, Sri Advaita Acharya. So, who is Advaita Acharya? Around 500 years ago, this great personality appeared from the womb of Sri Nabhadevi, and his father was Kuvera Pandit. His birthplace was Navagram, Srihata, now in Bangladesh. Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Maha Vishnu. He's actually a combined incarnation of Maha Vishnu and Sadashiva. When Advaita Acharya reached the age of 6 months, Kuvera Pandit performed his Namakarana, name-giving ceremony and rite ceremony with great pomp and grandeur. An astrologer was invited, and he looked at the horoscope and verified the bodily symptoms of the little child. He identified the child to be an expansion of Lord Vishnu and gave him the name Kamalaksha, one who has lotus-shaped eyes. So just to be more precise, Advaita Acharya appeared around 1434 AD on Maghi Shukla Shaptami Tithi. He appeared in a Brahmin family. So we were talking about Kamalaksha. He learned how to talk. So when he first learned how to talk, he started uttering Krishna, Krishna. From his childhood, he never ate anything except the prasadam offered to his family shalagram. He felt very happy by honoring Krishna prasadam. Everybody loved him. At the age of 5, he started his education journey. Within a single month, he learned the Sanskrit alphabet. So Advaita Acharya became very proficient in literature. He became an erudite scholar at the age of 14, and he took initiation from a great personality called Madhavendra Puri. So Advaita Acharya, so we know he's Maha Vishnu. Maha Vishnu performs all the functions for the creation of the universes, and Sri Advaita Acharya is his direct incarnation. It is mentioned by great scriptures like Chaitanya Charitamrita. All glories to Advaita Prabhu, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He induced Krishna to descend and thus delivered the entire world. So Advaita Acharya, how did he induce Krishna to descend in his golden incarnation as Lord Gauranga? So this came about because Sri Advaita Acharya became very, very disappointed seeing the sinfulness under the influence of Kali Yuga. The entire world was devoid of Krishna Bhakti, and he thought that the world would only benefit if the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself descended on earth. Srila Prabhupada says, this is Vaishnava behavior. Vaishnavas are the best friend of society, the best friend. Srila Prabhupada in his lecture in April the 5th, 1975 says, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. The Vaishnava is always thinking how to deliver these fallen souls who are so much captivated with this false philosophy of eat, drink, be merry, and enjoy. This is called hedonism. So Vaishnava is always thinking how to deliver these people. And this is exactly what Advaita Acharya wanted to happen. He, with intense eagerness, he worshipped the Shalagram Shila of Sri Krishna with Tulsi, manjaris, and Ganges water. We know that Tulsi is very, very dear to Krishna, and so Advaita Acharya, he worshipped Sri Krishna with Tulsi manjaris, and the Ganga also is very dear. So by the momentum of his spiritual force, his loud shouts pierced the coverings of this universe and resounded throughout Vaikuntha, reaching the ears of Sri Krishna. Hearing this loving summons saturated with devotion, Sri Krishna advented himself as Lord Chaitanya, the golden incarnation of Sri Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya, we cannot sing the glories of Advaita Acharya without talking about the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Sri Krishna, and the advent of all his associates who came together to deliver the fallen souls of Kali Yuga. So let's take a look at Lord Chaitanya and how he appeared. So Lord Chaitanya. So before we go into that, Advaita Acharya, he had a very, very beautiful request to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As an exalted Vaishnava, his request was, so my only request, he says, is that you distribute love of Krishna even to women, laborers, and the ignorant fools as well. It is mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. So that was the request of Advaita Acharya. He says, distribute love of Krishna. Why love of Krishna? Because Krishna Bhakti is the most amazing treasure one can possess. Because when one possesses this treasure, one becomes very happy, peaceful, and one goes back to Godhead after this very lifetime. One gets liberated from the cycle of birth and death, and one goes to the spiritual abode of the Supreme Lord, where there is only happiness, and happiness from serving, happiness from a special relationship with the Lord. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was requested to give this great treasure unlimitedly to anyone and everyone. So looking at Lord Chaitanya, who is Lord Chaitanya? A lot of people might not know who he is, because he is the hidden incarnation of Krishna. He is Krishna himself, but he has come in the merciful form of a devotee. So he does not tell everyone that he's Krishna. He denies it. Only his most confidential associates know that. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taken on the mood and role of Srimati Radharani to understand her love for Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the golden avatar of Krishna. In this age of Kali, he descended 500 years ago, and his descent is predicted in the scriptures. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came as the son of Sachi Devi, and his father was Jagannath Mishra, and his younger brother, who is none other than an expansion of Balaram, his younger brother was Vishwarup. Lord Chaitanya, he's known as Lord Gauranga, Gaurahari, Sachinandan, Nimai, Vishwambar. And he appeared in Navadvip, West Bengal, in India in the 15th century AD. He spreads love of God to everyone, just like Advaita Acharya requested him, whether one is qualified or not to receive this most amazing treasure. Krishna in this form is so merciful. He gives it to everyone. He is more merciful. So Lord Gauranga is actually more merciful than Krishna himself. To worship Krishna, to approach Krishna, we're not qualified. But if we approach Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he can submit our prayers to Sri Radha Krishna, and he is so merciful that we can be delivered. So Lord Chaitanya appeared on the request of Sri Advaita Acharya. Lord Chaitanya appeared during a lunar eclipse, when people were standing in the Ganga and were chanting the holy name of the Lord everywhere. The names of Sri Hari were being resounded, and that's the time when Krishna appeared as Lord Chaitanya in the home of Sri Sachi Devi. So Sri Chaitanya appeared to deliver the fallen souls. And as a baby, he would cry and only stop crying when the ladies chanted Lord Hari's name. So this pastime is very sweet. Kirtan was always going on at Sachimata's house all the time. Lord Gauranga, Lord Chaitanya, he had his maternal grandfather was called Nilambar Chakravarti Thakur. He performed the name-giving ceremony of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya, he was named Vishvambhar because he is the Lord of the universe. He takes on the load of the universe. And he was called Nimai as well because he appeared under a neem tree. So here on the left we can see Advaita Acharya visiting the house of Sachi Devi after Lord Chaitanya appeared. He's visiting here with his wife, Sri Sita Thakurani, with gifts. Lord Chaitanya is, as we mentioned, Krishna himself, but he came in a beautiful, molten gold complexion. And we can see his picture here. He has lotus petal eyes, very long arched eyebrows, sandalwood on beautiful broad forehead. He has reddish lips and pearl-like white teeth, long arms reaching his knees, knee-long flower garland around his neck, strong shoulders shaming the king of elephants, broad and full chest and a slim waist. His arms raised up in the sky like gold pillars, he dances ecstatically. So here on the right we can see his six-armed form. We can see the arms of Lord Ram, and we can see the arms of Sri Krishna, and we can see Lord Chaitanya himself holding a water pot and a long rod. So Lord Chaitanya, he actually took sannyas, and that's why we're seeing him with the water pot and a long stick, because he thought that as a sannyasi people would be more inclined to take him seriously and take his instructions seriously. So Lord Chaitanya does not come alone. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, when he comes down to this planet, he never comes alone. He comes surrounded by the demigods in disguise, surrounded by his most sincere devotees and his associates. So when Lord Chaitanya came, he came with his associates. So we can see here on the left, we can see his immediate expansions. So in the middle, wearing yellow, is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and number one on his right is Lord Nityananda, wearing blue. He's none other than Balaram. And Balaram, Lord Nityananda, they embody the spiritual master, the form of a devotee, spiritual master. And number 2 is Advaita Acharya, whose appearance day we're celebrating today. And we mentioned he is Lord Vishnu and Sadashiva combined. Number 3 is Gadadhar Pandit. So Gadadhar Pandit is none other than Srimati Radharani, Krishna's pleasure potency. So Srimati Radharani appears there also. And Srivas Thakur is number 4. He is none other than the most beloved devotee of the Supreme Lord, Narad Muni. So all of these immediate expansions of the Lord appeared to help the Lord to enact his mission. So Lord Chaitanya is worshipped therefore in his form as Pancha Tattva. So Pancha means 5 and Tattva means truth. And Srila Prabhupada says we should try to understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, and Gadadhar and Srivas. They're so kind because they have come to deliver the fallen souls in this age of Kali. If we sincerely chant their name, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. If we chant, Prabhupada says, they will be very kind and they will reveal themselves to you, and your path for liberation will be open. So, if you're wondering what was the mission of Lord Chaitanya, well, his mission we're going to look at now. The mission of Lord Chaitanya, who is none other than Krishna, is he came in the form of a devotee to show us how to surrender to Krishna, how to do that through chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So he is the one who he gave us this mantra because it's a very simplified way in which to attain perfection in this age where we are beset by old age, disease, misery, where we have no time for spiritual activities. He came with a very simplified form where all we need to do is vibrate our tongue. We don't need to carry out elaborate yagyas. We don't need to do deity worship as was the case in Dwapara Yuga, where very opulent deity worship was being done. In this age, we're not qualified to chant mantras like the Brahmins used to do in the previous ages. So in this age, we don't even need any qualification. All we need is just our tongue, and we need to vibrate this amazing mantra. So why did Krishna come in the form of a devotee to show us? It's because 5,000 years ago, Sri Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita. He spoke the Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjuna. But this was meant to be instruction for all of mankind. He said, give up all religious duties and spiritual paths and simply surrender to me. And so people did not understand that. People don't understand this instruction. So the Lord is so merciful. He came to show us. He came to teach us in the form of a devotee, because we learn better when somebody teaches us, when somebody shows us how to do it. So he came to show us how to do it. Lord Chaitanya, he came to establish the Yuga Dharma, the Dharma of this Yuga of Kali, the religion for the age, which is chanting of the holy names of God. He taught that the holy name of the Lord is a sound incarnation of the Lord. There is no difference. between his holy name and his transcendental form. And the mantra he gave, and which he chanted himself to exemplify, is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In previous videos, I have explained the meaning of these syllables. So Hare means we are invoking the energy of Krishna. Krishna means all attractive personality of God. And Rama means one who gives all pleasure to the Lord. So by chanting this mantra, we are imploring the energy of the Lord, Hare, who is none other than Sri Radharani. We're imploring her to engage us in the service of Sri Krishna for the perfection of our life. So Sri Panchatattva themselves, they danced again and again, and they thus made it easier to drink the nectarian love of Godhead. They danced, cried, laughed, and chanted like madmen, and in this way they distributed love of Godhead. This is coming from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Advaita Acharya, he participated in this Harinam Sankirtan on the side of Lord Chaitanya as his associate. So Lord Advaita, so Advaita Acharya, he performed different pastimes together with Lord Chaitanya. He would give lectures at his house. He would do Krishna Katha at his house. And finally, the instruction of Advaita Acharya before leaving is he called all the assembled devotees. So Advaita Acharya is Maha Vishnu. He doesn't die. He just wrapped up his pastimes to go back out of our sight to the spiritual world. But before leaving, he gave this instruction to the assembled devotees. He said, "All of you are my close ones. Now I am giving you an instruction. The instruction is this: always preach the name, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Always stay away from the company of Pashandis, hateful, bigoted, uncivilized, selfish, and evil people. Everyone should sing the name of the Lord and fulfill their eternal desires." So what he means by eternal desires is desires for happiness, for love, for not having to die, not having to be diseased, just being in bliss, happiness, everlasting happiness. And how can we achieve that is if we go back to the spiritual abode of the Lord. So this in a nutshell is Sri Advaita Acharya, whose appearance is today. And so all devotees are celebrating by hearing about him, by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and worshipping his form, the form of Sri Advaita Acharya, and the form of all of Lord Chaitanya's associates and Lord Chaitanya. Shri Advaita Acharya ki jai, Shri Shri Panchatattva ki jai, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.